Hello, Commissioners. This is Chris White, the founder and co-owner of Invex. I have a presentation for you today to go over the function of Invex and how it can help your county. For the sake of time, we'll just jump right in. When you download our app from the Apple Play Store, from the Apple App Store or from the Android Play Store, you will come to, when you download it, it will let you get to this screen right here. And after you've set up an account with us, we'll give you your username and let you create a password. And you enter that in, check the save password box. We recommend that. And then hit sign in. It's that simple. You sign into the app, and when it opens, you'll see a page that looks just like that. Pipes, bridges, signs, roadways, storm damage, and ETR projects are your 6 options at this time. So what is to me, the most common thing that commissioners do, and everybody wants one, is everybody wants a pipe in their driveway. They want a new one, or they want theirs cleaned out, etc. So let's go to pipes. You see my icon here. Tap pipes, and it opens up a map and a list. On the left is a Google map. We've integrated Google Maps into our software so that it's easy to use, it functions perfectly, and it's the most latest up-to-date map setup we could get. But we'll just scroll down here to Broken Bow, where I'm at today. And if you notice as I'm zooming in, those pins are all different color. We've got a yellow, green, red. And what that is the condition of each pipe. So when you add a new pipe in or add an existing, it will let you grade it. And then it colors that pin accordingly. So you can, at a quick glance, you could say the pipes in this area where I live right here are fair. There's only one poor, but there's some good and fair ones. So also, let me show you while we're here, we have satellite on our map as well. We have satellite and a regular map. And the purpose of that was so that we could identify, or you could identify, different landmarks via satellite. So, back to the list on the right. If you scroll down through here, you'll notice that it gives you the date that they were added, the name of the road, the type of the pipe, and the condition of the pipe. If you click on it, let's go to Bristol Road. You click on that, and it shows you a picture, and it shows you all the things about it, even a purchase order number. So it also has a description box where you can add that you, like in this case, used 2 loads of white rock and put in a new pipe. Now, there's an export button here. Let's talk about the export button. Say that the CED or ACO or just anybody for that matter calls you and says, hey, where did you put that pipe? Purchase order 6554723. You can say, well, let me pull it up and send it to you. So instead of driving out and taking a picture of it or just texting them a picture, you just open your app, search the pipe, hit the export button, type in their email address. In this case, we'll use mine, and then you hit email export file. And right now, the system is creating a PDF export of that particular file only. And it's done. Now, if you'll just wait with me for just a second, you'll see a pop-up right here in the top of my screen. There it is. That's how quick that person gets that file on the other end. And when they open it, this is what they'll see. They see a PDF format. It's got our name on it, got your county, it's got what it is, and it tells all those details about it. They can print that off. They can print it, they can file save it, they can do anything they want to with it. But the point is, that's how quickly you can share the work that you've done. Now, adding new pipes is the same simple procedure. You just add in the road name, like let's use Brown Road. Brown Road had and it was 12 inches in diameter. It was black plastic, and it's in good condition because it was brand new. And purchase order 2223312. And notice that we have the latitude and the longitude here. That is decimal point form, so it is accepted by OEM and FEMA. That is what they told us that they like to see in these types of programs, so that's what y'all got. So, in other words, if you submit it to them for reimbursement, it is in the proper decimal point form. Description, you can put any kind of description that you want in. Today, I'm not going to add one. But remember that 222-3312 number. What we're going to do is go back in a minute and show you the search function with it. So you hit add pipe, and now it opens up the camera icon up here. Tap it, snap a picture, hit use photo, and then you're done. That file has just been saved that quick. And right now it's already back to the server and it's in the cloud. So go back to the home page. Now, let's say in 6 months or a year, the auditors come by and they say, hey, where did you put purchase order 222-3312? You say, well, let me show you. 222-3312. Search. And there's Brown Road. There's the photo we took. There's everything about it that you wished to put in there. Again, you still have the export function. You can share that pipe with anybody, even those auditors. Anybody with a functioning email address can receive those PDFs. Okay, that pretty much covers the pipe section. Let me show you the bridge section. Bridges work the same way. You can rate them in condition, how you feel about them. We're working right now to make a section in the app that breaks out the difference between the 20-foot and over structures and the 20-foot and under. And the reason we want to do that is I think that it would be important for the state to realize how many structures under 20 feet that you guys have that don't qualify per se as a bridge. They're a bridge to you and your constituent, but they're not a bridge in terms of what they call a bridge. But it would be good for them to realize how many structures like that are actually supporting county infrastructure. So that's another story. But anyway, you got condition pins, again, decimal point form. You can go in and look at the pictures of them. You can save 10 pictures of a bridge, and same way you can export that bridge to anybody. So if somebody says, hey, how do I get to that bridge? I want to go look at it. You can send them the export, and it'll give them the decimal point location and everything they need to know about it when they're coming there. Adding new bridges works the same way. You put in your details, and you hit add bridge, take the pictures, and when you come back to this page, it automatically saves. So pipes, bridges, signs, the roadway section, they all pretty well work the same. Signage is simple. It's just a type of post, it's the type of sign, and is it legible or not, and any details you want to know about it. Roadways, same way. The idea behind roadways is if you're going to blade on 250 tons of asphalt or 200 tons of white rock, you would go in, create a file, and then tell it we bladed on white rock beginning at this point, approximately 500 feet to the north, for example. If you need to export that, again, we got export function there. So now that we've covered that, let me hop down. We've got the 4 easy ones out of the way. Now, let me hop down here to the ETR projects. This is where they get even more useful. So an ETR project, if you'll notice, all the pins are the same color because there's no condition on a project. And when you click on them, you can see that it brings up the details in small form of them. Now let's go to this Miller Falls Road. This is going to tell us the name, the project number, the project type, the amount that you borrowed, the day that you borrowed the money and started, per se, the day that it's due, the completion date if you complete it, and then a description of what you're doing. Again, you got 5 before and 5 after pictures of an ETR project, which is what ACO has required. So you go in, you create the file, and let's say that you've borrowed the money on February 22nd of 23, and then 1 year later, you haven't completed the project, but it's time to do an extension agreement at your CED and at your commissioner board. So instead of just doing that file and signing that paperwork and putting it in a file, we're working right now, right here below this export button, there will be a box called a file box. And anytime that you do an extension agreement, take out your phone, go to this ETR project, snap a picture of it, and it'll save the copies of the paperwork. So let's assume that a month after you do that extension agreement, or maybe a month after you complete the project, ACO contacts you and says, hey, we need the before and the after pictures of that file, of that project. So instead of digging back through your phone records and hoping your employees took pictures and all that, you just go into your phone, you or your secretary, she can do this from her desktop as well. Hit export, type in that email address, and it'll send everything that you've done related to that ETR project in one package in a PDF to ACO. So the whole process is covered. And it don't matter if they ask for it 500 times, it'll always send it 500 times. So that is the ETR section. It has a search function. It has the Google Maps, pins, again, within about 10 feet accurate, and satellite view as well. Moving out of ETR, we've got the storm damage section, which is the last one I'll cover. And I'm about to close. Y'all don't have but just a few more minutes with me. So we go into storm damage, and let me give you the preface of it before we start. Anytime that we would have a storm in McCurtain County, we had to do it the hard way, I called it. So what we would do, we would start cleaning up the storm. And then after everything was cleaned up, we asked our employees to take pictures with their phones along the way, download a locator app. It was pretty generic, but we were trying to get photos with GPS coordinates for reimbursement. And then what my secretary would have to do, she'd set up about a 10 or 12 foot table, and she would start manually sorting all these storm files out and trying to categorize them, get people to email and text her pictures. And it was a pretty intensive process for her because she was trying to run the office and do that at the same time. So when we built this was my favorite section to work on, and here's why. You see this Add New button at the top right. When you have a storm come through, click Add New. Put in an event name, and for the sake of today, we'll just say a flood event, McCurtain County. And the event date, we'll just set it for yesterday because I don't want it to happen today. And then we hit Add Storm Event. And if you look to the right here, it says no storm damage items have been added to this storm event. In other words, this is an empty file at this point. It's got a name. It's just an empty box. So your employees, when they open the app, they can see this empty file. They hit Add New within that file, and it starts letting them take Latin long descriptions of all the work that they've done. And we've got this form pre-built here as a pre-assessment form for that storm. So every time that you add something into it, it goes into this file. Now, I'll show you a file that's got something in it already. Let's go to this one. You see this? It says large oak tree across the road. There's the picture. Whenever you get all this file filled up, instead of sorting through and asking people to text you, as they enter all this stuff in, it automatically goes into the server and then into this individual file. So what your secretary does is after it's all over, she can go through and click the edit button. She can manually edit everything about that storm in this file. If she needs to change the approximate repair cost, she can do that. She can even update the Latin long, which we don't recommend because it's going to be real accurate anyway. She can change the description. She can put in man hours, anything she needs to do to better document that storm. And when she gets done, she'll see all these pins right here will be dropped all around the area that the storm went through. It'll show you the path of the storm. And then on this right side, you'll have the long list. And it don't matter how many items are in that list. It can be 2 items. It can be 200 items. The system does not matter how many's in it. Now, here's the good part. When she gets ready to export that storm because maybe FEMA wants the details or Oklahoma Emergency Management, they want to talk about reimbursement. They want pictures. They want details. They want coordinates. She goes to her desktop. Now notice there's no export option in the app, and that's simply due to the size of the files. The app won't export large files, but the desktop version will. So she would go into her desktop, which looks real similar to this. She would select this file and hit export, type in their email address, and it will send them the entire storm file in one pass. All the pictures, all the coordinates, all the details, all the maps, everything, one time. And you can do that as many times as you need to. So you never lose information. You never have to track it down. You never have to hope that employees didn't get a new phone or lose all their files or anything. Our system backs it up in duplicate. We have 2 backups, and it will not lose your stuff. That's the value that Invex has got. We are trying to shorten up that time process and that labor that it takes to capture this stuff. And ultimately, what we know will happen is as counties and employees and foremen and secretaries start using this, you'll start to notice, in my opinion, I believe that your reimbursements will get better because of the data that's being collected is more streamlined, you don't lose it, and it's easy to share. So I've had my secretary send OEM the same pictures and details a bunch of times, and she had to manually do it every time. Well, with this, it's as quick as it's a 2 or 3 minute job to go in and send out that PDF for that entire storm. So that was the vision behind storm damage, and it's searchable. You can even search details and find a particular storm detail. That just about concludes the Invex software as it is today. I'll answer some common questions right quick. The cost, $9,500 per year for the whole county. What that includes, that lets you have about 30 people on your system. If you need a little more, if you want less, we'll adjust that number of people. But we recommend about 30 people. If you need more for a big event, that's not an issue. You just contact us and let us know. But that $9,500, it covers your data storage. It covers 100% of your support. You can call us as many times as you need to, and the price doesn't change. We don't charge you by the minute for support. We don't charge you at all. It's in the price up front, and you get it year round. You get 365 days of coverage, and again, we cover all of the storage fees, so it don't matter if you put in 1 million pictures, we're covering that cost. The software will work within your county. It is fenced in to where within your county is where it works. We do have a lap where we let you lap over into the edge of other counties, because I had some roads in my district that weaved in and out of my county into the next county. So we understand that sometimes that's what you need to have. So that's built in. A couple things about us. I work from my office here in Broken Bow, McCurtain County, and our main office is in downtown Oklahoma City. We are local to Oklahoma, and we are accessible. When you call, you get me, you get somebody at our tech team, and we have an in-house tech team of 2 people that do nothing but wait on us to call and say, we need to fix this. So if you have an issue, it is not a long process to get it resolved. If you do have an issue, you call, we call them, and it's done. Just in a matter of minutes or a few hours, we can have any situation resolved. So if you guys are interested in this, we believe that it will help your county dramatically in terms of your day-to-day operations, your ease of use, and just your overall return. We think you're going to really like it because we believe it'll pay for itself in no time. If you have any questions, feel free to call me at 580-306-1398. My name is Chris White, And if you would like to contact us to come and show you a demo in person, we can do that. And another thing, if you decide that you want to purchase this, you just ask us if you want people to be trained on it. It's about a 15-minute process to get somebody using it. It's really not hard, but if you want us to come show them, we'd be more than happy to show you. So I appreciate your time today. Thank you guys for taking the time to look. And we look forward to doing business with you, and we appreciate